All right, welcome to Fall 2020 Chem 112 Nova online course. This Canvas page is for both the lecture and lab. This is Dr. B, and it's nice to meet you. If you go to the home page, pretty much everything you need is on the home page, and there are a number of tabs. Before getting started, just walks you through what you need for your computer. Please recognize you are going to need a webcam because your exams are going to require both. Respondus browser lockdown and Respondus monitor, which means you're going to need a webcam to videotape you taking the exam. Start here again, just sort of walks you through the things that you need to know, introduction to online learning, meet Dr. B, set up your own profile. Setting up your profile is a really good idea, so please do that. The next tab is required material. So these are the things that I need you to make sure that you have. The first one is the chemistry text, which is OpenStax Chemistry Second Edition. This is an online text. This is free. If you don't like an online text, you can certainly go and purchase any Gen Chem text. They are pretty much all the same. I would get an old cheap one if you want a hard copy. Otherwise, this one is not bad. Online homework. There's going to be an online homework set as well as an online lab set. The online homework is by Macmillan. It's called Sapling. You can purchase this through the bookstore directly. Use that, please, if you have financial aid. If you do not have financial aid, it is cheaper to purchase from the publisher. The best way to do that is actually directly through this site. So either A, go to the bookstore and purchase it, or if you are ready to start using Sapling and to purchase it, it's going to be in about $40. What you're going to do is you're going to go to content for exam one, so hit the home button. Everything that you need for this course in terms of materials are in one of these 4 pages. Content for exam one is here. The first thing you have is a couple of assignments, and one is just how to use the equation editor in Canvas. It's going to help when you type your essay questions into Canvas. These are going to be like math questions. There's a short review on Lewis structures, and then you're going to get to the chapter 10 content. We're going to start Chem 112 with chapter 10. Within this course material, there's a study guide, there are PowerPoints, there are assignments. Everything that you need to turn in this chapter is in here. If you keep going, there are a link to the text as well as lecture videos for every section. And at the end here are some extra course material. So I'll go through these one at a time. Study guide and PowerPoints are obvious. Assignments. The assignments here are going to be everything that you need to do that is kind of linked or involved in this chapter. And this is going to be your online homework assignments, whether or not they're extra credit or what is called practice. Please don't let the term practice confuse you. This is due for credit. Your sapling grade is going to count for 20% of your course grade, 10% of which is the practice, 10% of which is the quiz. With the sapling assignments, if you click on one of these sapling assignments, it's going to load this in a new window. And here, if you do not have a sapling account, this is where you'll be able to create your account and pay for it. If you do, you can simply go over here and figure out where the assignment is. And in this case, it's going to be down here, and it's a practice assignment. It's right here. And when you do your practice assignment, it really is just going to be getting used to sapling. So just go ahead and complete the assignment and turn it in for extra credit. If we go back to our assignments page within chapter 10, go back to just chapter 10. The assignments tab is a little bit misleading. It does have everything that is due in there, but it doesn't include any of the content. So my advice would be to go through the content rather than go straight to the assignments, because the stuff you need to do to complete the assignment may not be on the assignment page, because that's just where you turn stuff in. So back to chapter 10. The chapter 10 course material, study guide, PowerPoint, assignments. Within these guys here, this is the link to the text and the lecture video. So if you click on one of these, it is going to say, hey, this is what you need to do in this section. This is the link to the textbook in here, which is our OpenStax textbook. And then if you're going to continue, these are all lecture videos on this amount of information. If it says Dr. B, this is my personal lecture. If it's one of these other ones, it could be Khan Academy. It could be one of many different sites that I have used to try to get some videos up here to help you work through the material. So the last thing here within every chapter is extra course material, and in extra course material is an answer key to the study guide, an answer key to the extra credit. These are partial, they don't include every single answer. Some of them I'll have you look up. And then my personal notes on that chapter. If you're going to turn in the extra credit, which clearly is for extra credit, I will not accept just the answer. You have to show all of your work for that. So back to home and back to required materials. So if we go back to home and we go back to our required materials, you're going to do your textbook. Sapling, again, you're going to get from either the bookstore or you're going to purchase here through Canvas. Please note, as soon as you open a Sapling assignment, it's going to give you a score of 0. That means you haven't done it yet. As soon as you finish it, the score will be put in there. For the practices, there are no points off for your attempts at the answer, so just keep working it till you get the right answer. For quizzes, you will lose points for each wrong answer that you submit. So the purpose of practice clearly is to get good at it before you do the quiz. Labs. Labs are 100% online using a program called Pivot Interactives. Pivot Interactives has to be purchased from the bookstore. If you haven't purchased yet, when you purchase it from the bookstore, and you're going to do this online, the easiest way to do this is to select pickup the delivery method. They're just going to email you the code. They don't have an option for that. Once you get the code, which could take a couple of days, you'll go to pivotinteractives.com and follow the directions. You'll enter the course key. So what does that look like? Well, once you enter and create your account and enter your course key, you're going to go into the course, the class within Pivot Interactives. These are the labs you're going to be doing. What they look like, you can see from here. So if I'm going to go to the first one that we see on our lab, and this is going to be a surface tension lab that we're going to be doing. So let me find this one. And this is what this one looks like. So Pivot Interactives are going to show you videos on how these things work. So if there's an introductory video, it's going to show you how the experiment is actually done. And then it's going to go down and it's going to do the experiment. Most of these have a video embedded in the assignment that I have done just to walk you through it and show you in particular how to use the tools, which are here. When you get to the point where you're ready to do this, you're going to come down and you're going to run this video. So you're just going to press the play. And what you're doing here is you're actually they're taking a liquid and they're putting it in a little micrometer, and they're separating the micrometer until the liquid separates. The further apart you can separate the plates of the micrometer, the higher the intermolecular forces are of this liquid and the higher the surface tension is. And when you do this, you're going to take and you're going to measure it. And you're going to measure this by using the tools. So if I move it and I press play again, you're going to find up here at the top on a lot of these is an option where it has the tools. These are going to be what you're going to use to make the measurement, and you can take and you can set the tool in here so you can read how far apart these are. The plates are on this one, and then you can just go back and you can hit play. And as it gets close, this is a slow motion, and you can keep pressing this until it actually gets to where you need. So when you're done with this, you're going to fill in what you see. You're going to write your results in. You're going to try to explain why. And this is just our way of doing the labs. We did it over the summer. We found it worked pretty well. So hopefully you're going to like these and they aren't going to be too bad. Pivot Interactives. At the end, there's not going to be a submit button. I think it just says close. Once you close, it's going to submit your assignment here within Pivot. Pivot is not linked to Canvas, which means I'm going to have to grade these separately in Pivot and then import the grade into Canvas. So you will not be able to see your grade until that is done. When you're done, please don't go back and reopen it. It kind of messes my grading up. So when you're through with it, please just leave it and go on to the next lab. All right, required materials. So that's our lab. Now, Remind. If you want to ask me questions, by far the best way to ask me questions is a program called Remind. It works on any platform. Once you join it, You'll put yourself in our class, and then if you want to ask me questions, you can simply take a screenshot of whatever you're working on. And when I mean that, I mean you can take a screenshot of something on Pivot, on your online homework, on your extra credit assignment, anything you're working on. Take a quick screenshot, send it to me. I can annotate it and very easily get it back to you. So please join Remind. Webcam, you're going to need one for the exam, so make sure you have one. Scanning app, you're going to be turning in pencil and paper assignments, either extra credit or the first lab, which is math review. You're going to need a good scanning program for that. I happen to like these two, Genius Scan and Office Lens. And when you use those, make sure that you take and you combine this so that you are submitting your document as one file rather than multiple files. I will not accept multiple files for this. It just gets way too complicated. So those are your required materials. Back to home. If you go back to home, there's going to be our syllabus. So syllabus is here, and syllabus is going to take you to the NOVA online syllabus. Note there's frequently errors in the NOVA online syllabus. Right now, this is correct. This is how much everything is going to cost or count. Sapling 20%, labs 25. You're going to have extra credit with a maximum of 4%, and your proctor exams are going to be 5. You're going to have 55, excuse me. There's going to be 5 exams total, 4 chapter exams and 1 final. This is the print version of the syllabus. There's always errors in it, so I will be correcting this all the time. It just happens. So continuing on what this needs to look like. So back to home. At this point, you've now seen your schedule. Proctor's assignments will get up soon. Help session and office hours. This is going to be my current set of office hours. So those are probably going to get adjusted when we meet for our lab lecture, which will be on Sunday. So if you look at Zoom or you look at your calendar, you're going to see that our lab lectures are on Sunday at 10 in the morning. And I will be talking about the labs that we're going to be doing for the next month after that. I know we'll get a bit ahead of ourselves, but it's probably about the best way to do it. So with that in mind, I think that's about all you need to know so far for the class. Please email me at any time, but preferably send me a message on Remind. I'll get back to you much sooner. And of course, I forgot the discussion. Please go ahead and go to discussion and introduce yourself. Just tell me something I need to know about you, and then include a picture so we can kind of get to know each other. Anyways, this is bedtime at my house. So that's it. Dr. Burton out.